everyone. Welcome to It's a Long Story, the tri-weekly, tri-sweetly, tri-swiftly campaign run in the homebrew world of Imea. We are with our Friday group, the Unearthed Arcanum. Everybody say hi and wave to the camera.
Hi, wave
Hi.
to the camera.
Very good. Yeah, welcome. This is your first time watching. We've been running this every Friday for the past 3 months, 4 months, since January, which is a time that happened in the before time that you may be watching this years, millenniums later. Anyways, so we are running in the homebrew world of North Imea with our crew. And I believe we have someone who is going to let us know where the crew left off. So, Jess,
I'm gonna try. All right, so when we left off, we had just met our new friend Magpie, who has a whole bunch of stuff on his back, and he just sort of wanders around looking for more stuff. As we engage him in conversation, Alistair offers to help him with some of the equipment on his back, fix it up so he's not in so much pain. At first, Magpie doesn't really want to do it. He thinks Alistair is kind of weird and doesn't like his magic or something like that. But as we get to talk, he does like Chiffon's magics, and Io's is iffy, so that's interesting that this I don't even know what to call him. We're just going to call him Magpie. I can see that sort of stuff. Eventually, after a lot of deal making, we do trade a couple of our wyvern teeth for some cool items. And as we had been doing that, Alistair just sort of did his thing. And through some chiropractic artificer nonsense, Magpie just really feels a lot better, and he didn't really even know he was in pain. So that eventually
artificer, I think, that's our new subclass.
Subclass. I just invented it. Give me all the money for it. Okay. So eventually that leads to Al and Magpie having a very touching conversation where they sort of bond over their differences. And Magpie agrees to take our baby cave wyvern with him as he goes.
Which I will say, the group never acknowledged. So I think there needs to be
we just kind of zoomed right past that, didn't we?
Yeah, I realized after watching it again, I was like, oh, okay.
Yep. And then Magpie sort of just heads on his way. And Gwen is very proud that Alistair has made his first friend all on his own, without any interference from anybody else. Because Gwen just kept making things worse, so that was interesting. I think we rest after that, because we hadn't rested before. Nalani sort of has a moment where he realizes that the forest is very alive, and sees the same sort of blue feathered creature that he saw near his uncle's, where the flowers bloom right away. Alistair gives us a pep talk in the morning, which was very cool. And then Nalani and Alistair have another bonding moment with the flowers that ends with Alistair throwing the book that he had originally given to Nalani, but didn't really seem to damage the progress they had made, so that was nice. Io and Gwen bond over watching Alistair be a grown adult making friends, and then also over familiars. Callus has developed a crush on Siobhan, who treats him like a child in need of rescuing. little
so
sad
good.
puppy. So great.
That's exactly how I wanted that to go too. I just thought that would be
Yes.
really funny.
So good. And Callus, for some reason, decides Alistair is the one to ask for advice on this. So that was amazing. We go on a journey and end up attacked by some sort of plant creatures. And that's sort of where we ended up, with Neve in the tree.
Yeah. You guys did successfully kill at least the what would be the known threat through all that. And also, point of order, Collis actually went up to Alistair to just make sure he wasn't getting in the way.
That's what it was. That's what it was. I just put Alistair has bad advice, so I didn't remember.
Because
the
that was
context around
after
that.
he saw the Alistair Siobhan interaction where Alistair basically snubbed the help by returning 4 vials, but still like kind of took the help because he's secretly hiding 1 vial of blood.
Yeah. I did forget that moment. That was good.
Master
Outwardly
plan.
trying to be moral.
First off, for everyone who is like, that was super weird at the beginning of the video, they were just all black, but they were talking. Talk to the video manager. I don't know what to tell you, but we should be good now. Apologies for that. Cool. So I think it would be best to kind of take it just right from the scene of just the second that last creature just kind of like falls to the ground. So we will take it from there. So just point of order, basically, you thinking about the range of where that, I believe, Alistair, you're kind of like up close in your form. Siobhan, you were right there, and then I believe Collis is right there.
Yeah, Collis.
Yeah, Jesus, hold on.
That guy.
I'm the guy that made the guy. I should know what the guy's name is, but you guys are always, you're very convincing in telling me otherwise. I'm like 99% sure it's Collis.
I think it is Collis.
It's Collis.
Callus, we got it.
Collis. Okay. All right. And we are back. Ready, go.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Alistair's still in the monster form, isn't he?
Yeah, and
Yes,
I'm Dan. I'm so sorry you said this in chat earlier this week, but in monster form, I got to hit nothing. So I am going to shove Siobhan and Callus out of the way. They were both in front of me, and just go to town on this creature that is in front of me that is dead as far as you guys know, but I don't. So I'm just gonna keep on hitting it.
Okay, cool. You keep on I mean, first off, Collis has also never seen this form. So Siobhan, you also see Collis like rearing back, ready to strike at this point as well.
He's gonna shout out, Collis, no, that's Alistair.
Oh,
Al, we need you to come back. We need your help.
This is full Ed Norton and Fight Club. Just.
hey,
We need your help.
I got an idea. Hey, Al, that thing, it's pretty interesting, right? You need any help, dissecting it or doing anything to it?
I think an arm goes flying by your head.
Okay.
a detached arm. You're saying like the enemy?
Yes,
like,
just rip it off and threw it behind him.
I'm just saying, hey, other Al, maybe other Al wants to look into this thing while it's still in at least 1 or 2 pieces. Can we talk to him for a bit? I mean, he's better with his hands than I am.
I don't think that's appeal's working today, IO.
Yeah.
Maybe we just let him do his thing, and if he turns his attention away from that, we think of something else. Because right now he's only hurting a corpse.
Sounds good. Hey, nay.
The crew just turns its back, and then like while whatever is going on in the background, you're just hearing. Like,
Are
I'm
we
keeping
out
an
of,
eye on him.
come
Yeah,
to think of
keep
it,
an eye
are we
on him,
actually
but-
out of are we actually out of danger?
I don't know. Neve's up in that tree, kind of like, and there's a hole up there that creature came from. I kind of feel like we should check this out, but I'm not going near that fox. He bites me every time.
I'll go.
I
I'm gonna
can
climb up
send.
the Neve.
Oh.
okay. Roll me. It is a rather tall tree. Go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Can
I was-
Is there like a place for me to Misty step up next to her?
Yeah, I would say so. It's
Okay,
not.
I'm
it's
gonna
not
Misty
that
step
high.
up next to Neve.
Just hanging out, just one paw, just waving on the.
All right, what are you looking at? And I'm gonna, I guess, investigate.
Roll me either investigation or insight, your choice.
I would say the Misty Step would catch my attention.
Oh shit! Are you gonna hit me?
In your current form, is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
just the magic. Yeah, I think it would draw my attention.
Okay.
Just looking.
Yeah, I think. Okay, you're not attacking. You're just looking at it.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking. That you
Okay.
feel something like walk by. You just that captured my attention.
Gotcha.
That's a 25 for insight.
Okay, awesome. With a 25, you understand that Neve is just a chaos bringer. Like I think Neve was up there with this creature, possibly conversing. You're not sure. The fact of the creatures being obliterated does not seem to bother Neve at all. Neve is just watching the show.
Say, hey, Neve. Next time, if you give me a little heads up, we can surprise creatures like this.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, God. Okay, 17.
17? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Just like you see it get up on the branch, and the branch itself is like it's so far out that the weight, like definitely like the weight of Siobhan would not be able to hold it, and really like it's so thin it doesn't look like it should be even holding the weight of Neve. Neve is just kind of like balance beaming, walking towards you, and then poofs behind your back, and then just skitters down the tree. You get the feeling that Neve understood what you said, but you have no idea whether.
All right, I'm
It's
going
agreed
to try to
upon.
climb down now.
Cool. Roll me an athletics check.
That's a solid 4.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that is pretty low. You see Siobhan. Unfortunately, Siobhan is also
So it's a
very,
natural
like-
1. I want to say that because I have a +3.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Good to know.
natural 1.
Natural one, got it. You see Siobhan is also kind of just in like the basic. This tree was very close to this creature, and like that's being beaten to the pulp. So everybody's attention is definitely in that direction. Siobhan, as you try to scale down and then fully fall about 10 feet or so, you take
He is pretty beaten up too, so.
you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage, just fall right on your butt.
Ouch.
Monster Alistair, and then goes back to beating up on the corpse.
Okay. Siobhan, you feel the ground just like shaking as you're trying to kind of get up as you're so close to this creature.
Are there any plants around, like on the ground? Like we're kind of in the woods, right? Like there's maybe grasses or vines or anything around over near Alistair.
I mean, there's plenty of you're in the grass.
Right.
Whatever happened to that mimic?
It's
it's still hanging
it's still
out.
fine.
There's 2 of them.
Oh no, there's just one.
Oh,
There's 2 stumps. Only one of them was a mimic.
okay.
But yeah, so just like chewing on whatever's left of this like web spell. You can clearly see it is fully rooted to the ground. It cannot move.
Hey, Alistair, there's one left. I'm going to point towards the mimic.
Yep.
I mean, it is a monster. Yeah.
Yeah, if I see it moving, sure.
Go for it. Roll initiative.
Oh, natural 20. 22.
Okay, you're definitely first. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, go for it.
And as he charges over, I'm going to be like, Io, if you wanted to check out that thing, there's some of it left now.
You think?
I hope.
I hope.
There's very little of it.
But are you all right?
Me?
Yeah, I mean that fall looked a little.
I
painful.
am not on my game right now. I'm a little beaten up. I think I'm going to go lay down in the back of the cart for a bit, actually.
Do you need another potion?
No, I think we should save that if it gets real bad.
Sounds good. Also, he quickly says this telepathically because he doesn't even want to risk a moment with Alistair
Big Al.
beating him
Big
to
Al.
Big Al beating him to a pulp. He laughed at you. I didn't even know that Al had a sense of humor.
I think that's probably Alistair's ire coming through.
Well, he's big mad. Emphasis on the big.
Yes. So I'm going to make myself scarce and go take a nap in the cart.
Cool. You go back to the cart. Alistair's beating up on the mimic. I would like you to roll an insight check on Alistair. Gwyn, I'd like you to roll a perception check on the damage to the cart.
7 on that insight check.
Okay. Yeah, you're not entirely sure whether or not that was small Al coming through, or if there does seem to be a difference in or if this thing does seem to have a personality in that way.
Gotcha. Well, can I investigate what's left of this thing?
Sure. I'll say with disadvantage as it is.
And
There's not much left.
Nalani
Very
would like
messed up.
with him as well.
Okay, so you got off the cart and
I was off the cart on the ground on the far side of the cart.
Yeah, because
Okay,
we both
gotcha.
had to jump off for
Mm-hmm.
it.
Because
Fire.
it exploded.
Cool. And Gwen, I'll say you roll this with advantage as Tamur is like also like checking it out.
Okay, well that advantage was worse, but it was a 13 with my regular roll.
Okay.
And investigation, right?
With
Yes.
disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Yeah, I've got that. I got that part. 11 on that investigation check.
Okay.
Mine was a 16.
Okay. A lot of numbers flying at me, but I think I got it. I think I got it.
So many numbers.
Cool. Actually, point of order in the order of things that have been happening. Alistair, go ahead and roll your attack roll.
I was a 16 to hit.
That absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll damage if you haven't already.
I didn't. I don't know why. 9 damage. 9 damage.
Okay. Cool. Still alive. It's its turn. It goes to attack you for.
I am 10 feet away. Sorry.
You're 10 feet away? You son of a
Yeah.
bitch. Yeah, it fully goes to try to attack you and cannot
Oh,
move.
this poor mimic.
Yeah.
This is
So it is like
long-limbed Alistair. So I
it's
have
just
a 10-foot
snapping at
reach.
you. I'm gonna say if it rolls a natural 20 in the next 3 rolls, it hits you once, but nope, it doesn't. So from that reach, you have reach on that? Is that what you're?
Well, no, it's one of the table rolls. So
Yeah,
one of
that's
them
what you
is
got in the table roll. Was the
10
reach?
foot reach.
That's right. That's right.
That's why I was asking you last time. Can I get at least within 10 feet of this thing?
It did work. It did
Yeah.
work for that. Yeah, that's funny. Oh man, look. Well, it's too late now. For the record, I think you might have been within 10 feet of it, but
I don't think I
Siobhan was in
was.
front of you. No,
Siobhan and Callus both. I would think it was 15 feet away. Was I 10 feet away? Well,
I don't know.
doesn't matter
It's
now.
all good.
Because I was trying to
It's all good.
grapple it before it took off, but they killed it fast enough.
It became useful as you are just destroying this thing. Do me a favor, just roll me a d6.
It's a 1.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, it takes you a minute before this thing seems to not be alive anymore.
I'm out at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you like start to kind of pull back in?
Yeah, no, I think because there's a time on how long I can change. So,
Right, yeah.
So I think it's that. I would say probably when that thing dies, you see the small man come back and just collapse forward in front of a corpse of a mimic.
Cool. Head just falls into the
Yep.
the small area where the web wasn't able to get eaten. Awesome. All right. So Gwen, with a 13, you said on the cart.
Yeah.
The cart looks pretty badly damaged. You imagine that any sort of rain. I know you put it out very quickly, which is the difference of basically me rolling or me not rolling. But the cart is fully. I mean, it is of a like leafy type of substance, so it very quickly burnt up. You see that basically if it were to rain, you would get rained on. It's at that level of you can see there's some partial cover, but there's definitely some like the edges that are burnt up have like several holes. I'll say you count 3 holes that are about 5 by 5 feet, or excuse me, about a foot each.
Okay. Well, a little rain never hurt anybody, I guess.
No, Gwen, can you help me up? Help me into the cart real quick, please.
I will try.
Siobhan's just gonna like climb into the front area and like lay long ways on the driver's seat and just lay there and look up at the sky. Take a minute.
Love it.
Yeah.
I will say, I guess it's a matter of perspective, but Collis does come up to you like, so. Never mind. Are you okay?
I'll be fine. I just need to rest a little. Were you hurt? Or Tamir?
No.
Tamar?
No, I'm good. I have no idea where Tamir is. At this point, Nalani, Nalani, with your better roll, you saw that Tamir had like what's the word? Like backtracked out to be behind this creature and just got there now. So you see him like kind of like kind of like pop down out of a tree and just go over and kind of look at this thing. So with you and I would say both of you together can see that the wood, this creature is mostly made out of wood. You see that the wood itself looks to be not particularly interesting, pretty brittle. You do see that there is like a sap-like substance on the inside of one of the barkish, what do you assume to be like a piece of like a forearm or what you have you. The inside seems to have like this like almost like sap like what you assume to be like some sort of body fluid, but you assume to be blood. It's relatively clear. So both of you guys see that?
So interesting. With this thing being made out of wood, I don't know if you've seen anything like this before, Nene, but have you? You're muted, by the way.
No, I don't think I have. This, do you think this is like it's blood? And I'm gonna like take a tip of my arrow and put it in the sappy substance and kind of mush it around.
Okay. Yeah, you see it just sticks to that arrow. It seems extremely adhesive. I would say also this, because you rolled a 17 too. You also notice that there's like it's kind of like ripped in half, but you see one of the like pieces of these like of this like orange leaf that you surmised was part of the wings of this creature.
Does it appear to have, you said it's mostly made of wood. Is there any brain matter or anything? Like I imagine it's pretty smashed up.
I would say it's that if it did, you don't see any.
Lonnie's
I think
take journal.
Go ahead.
Lonnie's going to take a journal from his backpack, which IOU would recognize as Alistair's journal, and he's going to make a few quick sketches of this creature and like document what's there, and maybe try to get some of that substance off the end of his arrow into like a little container or something.
Would one of you guys have come and checked on Alistair?
Yeah, Alistair's like seemingly probably just fully like almost looking
Yeah.
unconscious at that
After
point.
like a minute. Oh,
I was gonna say, as Siobhan is laying down, when we look over, and probably at about the same time, see Alistair has gone back to himself and would go over and see how he is.
And I think with the absence of rumbling, shouting, and whatnot, I think Io wouldn't exactly tear himself away from the creature just yet, but he would kind of yell out, "So, Al, you good now? Is Al good?"
You back with us?
Yeah. Can you help me over to that thing?
Yeah.
Please?
Do you have your cane? Is it nearby?
You brought it over.
I brought it over. That's why I was asking, because if I had seen it, and I'll help him out. There's not much
We'll
left
wait
of
on
it.
you.
Yeah, I think we might have to roll for this.
Oh,
Go
that's
for
right.
it. Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense.
I don't know what, just general strength, I guess.
Yeah.
I rolled a 10, which is decent, but that's a 7 with my modifier.
You immediately drop to a knee under the weight of this
Frail
rather
maid.
skinny individual. Yeah, frail.
I think eventually we very awkwardly and without any sort of grace get both of us on our feet.
I think the feeling for everybody right now is like we don't look great. Like if there was someone watching from afar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna
We had
say
someone
as
fall out of a tree. We had someone,
when I get over to that thing, this is the player asking, and I don't know how to make the character do this, but does this thing look like built, like put together?
It does not. Good question.
Okay.
I think you see from the limbs, it actually looks like more like the anatomy looks very natural in a way that seems more like gargoyle like than anything.
Just
Which I guess I
highly
think
camouflaged.
gargoyles are technically.
Stone.
Oh no, they're what are they in D&D? It's super weird. They're an elemental, but yeah, so that's fine. That works.
Okay. Cool.
I was going to say, hearing that Alistair is up, Siobhan's going to roll into the back of the cart and start, like, because she lived in an apothecary for 7 years, start, like, gathering stuff, like clean rags and stuff to help everybody out, because she knows, like, at least Tamir, Nilani, and her are messed up. So she's going to start getting, like, a little medical station ready.
Is there anything
And then
left,
start
or is it
taking
all
care of
burned?
herself. I don't know.
It was just the roof of the
Just
cart.
the
that
roof.
burned,
I don't
Okay.
know.
Yes,
Perfect.
yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
And then she'll go out and, like, grab if there's any herbs nearby that she knows can, like, stave off infection, because that's all she's got.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, you guys collect those things. We'll say this is definitely equal to a short rest, but I don't foresee there being any. Well, yeah. So I would say at least take a short rest here. I would say so, because the thing is too is that I think as an artificer, there is a level of how an artificer looks at something as opposed to how whether a rangery fighter or an artificer is going to notice different things about it. So I would like specifically an investigation check from Alistair.
This is on the creature?
Yes.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I would 100% like the way it's put together. We've dove into that.
Cool.
So it's 19 plus 8, 27.
27. Okay, cool. You see a couple things. One thing you notice with this creature is that we'll say that there's like a part of the face of the creature that was still somewhat put together. You see that there is no like eyeball or any sort of like remnants of that. It looks like it was probably you just see an empty sort of eye socket. So the like glowing of the eyes must be of some sort of magical thing that was kind of coming from behind. I would say with a 27, the odd thing about that, again, to confirm, you don't see anything that could even represent like something fitting in that area.
Right.
You get the feeling that this creature does not exist or does not see in a physical form.
Right.
The substances of the little bit of the wings that you could see. I probably should have had you roll a disadvantage, but we're good. The little bit of the wings that you can see suggests that this creature could not fully fly. It looks more like a gliding sort of thing, or being able to kind of like essentially the flight of like what a chicken could do. You also trying to think of how you would notice this.
Well, can I ask you? You said the like wings instead of feathers like resembled like leaves and stuff. So, but is it leaves? Like, is it just really good like camouflage, like its area, or does this look like it grows to look like a leaf, or has it collected leaves, or is it leaf?
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of both. I think it grew naturally, and it does feel like a leaf, except in one of those like really like tropical like leaves where it like almost feels
Right.
like leather. Uh,
Got it.
yeah. Uh, it seems pretty strong. I'll say that the material that you pick up is probably about, because this creature was big.
Right.
So I'd say you probably get about a square foot of that material.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, obviously I know I smashed it into the ground repeatedly, but definitely
Mhm.
I think one, just because again it's a creature I've never seen before. I didn't really get to see it in the first place, but I would like to know more about it. So yeah, I would collect something of it. I've got collections of everything else so far.
Yeah. And we'll say in the meantime, you see Nalani. You said you were putting it in a container.
Oh, you're muted, boss.
Is that
Correct.
like did you take it from like Io's like supply? Excuse me, not Io. From like Alistair's supplies. Where do you think this container came from?
I think Nolani would have had more of just like a, we'll call it a little pouch. It's nothing sophisticated. It's something from his backpack that he would have had.
Okay,
Like
so like a small leather pouch. I'm okay with that. That's cool.
yeah.
Cool. Do me. This is weird, but give me a sleight of hand check.
That's a 12.
12. Okay, cool. Um, Explain to me the process of how you try to wipe the substance off your arrow into the.
Nolani's kind of holding the bag in one hand and has the arrow in the other, probably holding it 2 or 3 inches above the arrowhead. I'm imagining the arrowhead has a bunch of the goop on it, and so he kind of sticks the arrowhead into the leather bag and squeezes it and kind of pulls it out, just
Okay. Give me a athletics check.
that is going to be a 5.
You cannot get your leather pouch off of the arrowhead of this arrow. And I'll say even like with that 5, you get the feeling of like, oh, this is like
Oh,
the adhesion of this was a surprise.
Alistair, do you see this? Look at this. This stuff is super sticky. Like I can't get it off the arrowhead. Like kind of showing him pay attention to this. This is. Could you build something with this? This stuff's crazy?
So with the darkness of that pouch, like you can't see the substance, you just see it like stuck in
Like,
this arrow.
This is this a magic trick? Like, I don't.
No, like I stuck my arrow in that goopy stuff that's like blood, and now it's stuck on my arrowhead, and I can't. Now my arrowhead's stuck in the pouch, and like, I mean, don't you build stuff with stuff like this? I hand him the arrow. I hand him the arrow with the pouch stuck on the top of it. Like,
Okay.
look.
Just pull it off.
Nothing.
What did you put on this thing?
That goopy stuff. Don't touch it. Don't touch it, Alistair. Do not touch that goopy stuff. You will get stuck to that thing.
It's that thing's blood.
Alistair, as you look down, I'd like you to give me. I will say, no, I'll allow you to keep that because that check was insane. You see the material itself, while it is mostly transparent, you can see that there's some trails that almost look a little like a milky white to it. Alistair, with the 27, you've seen this material before, not naturally from this creature, but you've seen it made, designed, maybe magically enhanced, whatever. This is what's known as sovereign glue.
Jesus.
You're welcome.
We gotta get lots of this.
Yeah, Nalani. Do you I need every container that we have. We should this could be useful. We should.
So, like, you want one of the whole empty boxes from the
No, if
wagon?
you, my bag is over there somewhere by the cart. If you could just grab like a flask out of there, that would be fantastic. There also might be like a small shovel.
Nolani just leaves and goes
Yep.
and gets the whole bag and brings it.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
And
Yeah, what's up, Io?
hey Shiv, you still got that potion bottle from the one you drank?
Yeah, sure thing. And I would toss it over while I'm going about
I'll catch
trying
it.
to lure Tomer over to get cleaned up.
Okay.
How are you doing? Sorry. After that short rest, are you good?
Yeah. Are you good, Nolani?
I'm great.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still down a little, but like it's fine as long as nobody rolls super low.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So I think I will try and pull out like you know how you take a plant out of a pot and you cut bigger around an area to make sure you get all of it like that to
There
not
you go.
touch it and scoop the dirt out with it.
Cool.
also what I'd be doing is I'd be using my telekinesis mage hand to levitate the glue. That way no one has to touch it. Plopping it into the flask
Okay.
if at all possible.
Yeah, that would work. I will say this. Here's the issue here. Um, as any slapstick comedy movie would represent, transporting glue is very difficult from one thing to another. I think the way Alistair did it would work. If you guys actually look up, like I'm be meta, look up sovereign glue on here. You actually have to have a specific container to be able to house it. Now the and just so imagine this is like kind of like a piece of bark with the glue on the inside of it. It does seem to be able to come off of that fine. So it does seem like there is as it's stated in there, there does seem to be an oil of slipperiness on the inside of the bark of this creature. But yeah, I will say this, Alistair. Will say with advantage as you have Io helping you. Roll me a sleight of hand check, but add your proficiency if you don't already have that.
Yeah. That is cocked. Should have kept the cocked. 9, 10, 11.
11?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll me a d6, Alistair.
Am I stuck to? Oh, it's a 6.
6?
I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing.
Yeah, no, you guys have 7 ounces in this jar. That has to be kind of attached to this bark for it to kind of stay in its natural sort of state. I would say the way that you fit into the jar is to like basically maneuver it so that it cannot fall inside face down.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Unless you break the container.
That may end up what happens. Who knows?
I'm very excited to see what you guys do with that. Yeah, so you find that much, and that is the full amount of what you could find from this creature and that. Let's see.
I think as we're all standing up and walking away from this thing, I'll look back at the destruction that I rained on this corpse, and I will whisper, "Pathetic."
Love it.
And then
Did Nolani hear that? Can I roll for that?
Yeah, you can roll for it.
Hearing
I would
check?
say, Alistair, it would make sense to roll a deception check here as you were trying to whisper it, but it's up to you.
What kind of check is mine, Joel?
That's perception.
Perception. It's gonna be mine's a 22,
it was a 19. So yeah, you heard it.
You hear that?
and so he's gonna hear just loud enough. That was awesome.
Oh boy. What do I do with that information? Does that work in your favor or not within your favor? Okay, cool. Alistair, roll me a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage, please.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a 4.
4? Okay,
Yep.
cool. Awesome. What do I want to do to you? Alistair, roll me a. I'm specifically having Alistair roll because there's Alistair doing it to Alistair. Alistair, roll me a. What is an attack roll for you? It's a D10. Roll me a D10, please.
Where is it? Joe, where's my D10? There it is.
I don't know. I don't know everything.
3.
3? Okay. You take 3 points of damage, and your current max hit points is down by 3.
Got it.
As you feel like you just got punched in the gut.
I will totally react to that because I'm already weak. So
cool.
I think there's even a stumble.
And I hate to kind of mess with this, but before we left the creature, I did want to look over the wings. Like, I feel like throughout that short rest, I probably noticed the state of the cart. How much of this material is left on the wings?
So Alistair was able to get 1 foot.
Like okay, only one square foot. So okay, that answers my question. So eliminating that. Hey Al, you okay?
No. I think I just need to. I need to sit down. I need to get in the cart. Can you help me into the cart?
No problem, man. Come on.
Thanks.
Hold on. One second. I'm sorry. I just.
What? Yeah.
Technically, it's my cart. I gotta know what's going on there.
Well,
I told you I know kind of understand what you're dealing with. Do you remember that conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you gotta admit it's a little different.
Alice, it's okay. He's not gonna hurt the cart.
I mean, if you don't want me on the cart, I won't get on the cart. But I'm going the same direction you're going, and I don't owe you an explanation.
All right. Go ahead. Get him.
Thanks. Io, can you help me on the cart?
Yeah. Told you I got no problem doing that, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Junior, thanks for being cool about it. As he's directing that at Callus.
Okay. He goes, it's Callus.
Well, we've spent some time together. I'm gonna call you Junior. It's a little easier to say.
Fine. Uh, all right. Well, we have uh, we have less of a roof, but seems like everything else is okay.
Gee, oh man, I seriously, and I will reach up and start mending. You'll
Cool.
see like a magical thread needle start going through the roof.
Okay,
Just,
great. Can you do that while we're riding? Is that
yeah,
okay?
just avoid the bumps if you could. That would make it easy. Um, can you?
We don't really have a road, so it's gonna be all. I'll try my best. And you see him move forward. The so what's funny is that technically speaking, you guys would have had to figure out a way to be able to maneuver around the mimic, except that there is nothing but dust, I think, on the ground now. Um,
No, was
as
I
you guys,
successful at all in like getting Tamir to come and let me like take care of him
oh,
and like trying to take care of Nilani because I was trying to like get that little medical station set up and try
okay,
to
cool,
gather herbs from my memory of what my husband used to do.
gotcha. Okay, I will say that because
Tamir was messed up.
right, we'll kind of count this as the short rest thing because I don't know.
Mhm.
Is there something that you have that I'm forgetting?
No, I don't. That's why I said she would have to like she would take the clean cloths, gather the herbs. I don't have a medical kit. I did not buy one.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. We'll kind of equate this to the short rest of what's happening to be able to be like to be able to kind of role play that on that. Roll me. Oh, Tamir can be kind of a dick too. Yeah, roll me a persuasion check.
I want him to like me. Okay, he might. Persuasion +3. 18.
18. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, he comes over and like you can see there's as you like make it clear, you're like, you know, kind of like make a motion of like you're trying to bandage him, or you can even say it and he can read your lips. I would say if you haven't noticed that yet, you notice that in this instance. You see him like lift his arm and like there is a giant gash, like as you're like cleaning it, you're like, I see something white. Like it is nasty on this side, and you just start kind of bandaging him up. You see him like kind of like do a small wince, but he doesn't really make a sound or anything. Once that's done, I think once that's done, you just see him say thank you, and he seems pretty short with it, I think.
I'm just to say we work well together. If we get into this again, I think we can fight well next to side by side.
Collis is just in the background, just like kind of like head like kind of picks up a little. Just goes back to what he's doing. Tamir kind of just nods. Hold on one second. And makes I don't know if you guys were convinced that I knew ASL, but I don't. He just makes this motion like this. That's it. You're not sure what that means, but you're pretty sure that doesn't acknowledge what you said.
Yeah.
You know, Collis knows what it means.
As Tamir leaves, I would go ask Cullis. Because I'm sure he's watching.
Yeah. What's up?
What was that sign he did?
Show me it.
I think it was like a motion towards his neck.
Like this?
Yeah. Not quite as much.
Because I think this means like he's gonna kill you.
No. I don't think it was that. It was more like
Okay.
smaller. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay. It means soon.
Soon. Interesting. Thank you.
Yeah. Like you walk off. It's okay. All right.
She's just gonna climb in the cart.
Yep. Very cool. All right, and the rest of you get in the car and you continue on forward. So, metagamey wise, the DC drops back down. I believe you guys were in the middle of the day when this happened, if I recall. So we'll go to that night. So same thing, you guys. We'll say Tamur is actually whoever wants to roll a survival check. You'll have advantage from Tamur, but Tamur's still feeling pretty rough.
I'll have good survival.
Nalani's got
Nalani
pretty dang good.
with advantage.
Yeah, I think you're our best bet, buddy.
Mhm.
Nalani might
With
remember
advantage.
that we have. I
Mhm.
took something out of those flowers that you gave me.
You said with advantage, Joe?
Yes.
22.
22. Okay, awesome. You guys see there is a up ahead as you. I think for a while you actually saw Tamur like moving ahead of the cart, and after about maybe 2 or 3 hours of it, you see him kind of like start to drop back a little bit. Who is up with Collis?
Probably Gwen.
Okay.
Everybody else is sort of relaxing in the back.
Gwen, yeah, I think Gwen, roll me an insight check.
Hey, that is excellent. That's 17.
17. Nice.
Yes.
Gwen, you see you see that you see a couple things. One, you see that Tamur does look like pretty tired even after all of that, like all of that short rest. You can see that he seems to be working harder just to be able to like keep pace with the cart. And you also notice that he seems like every time you've seen Tamur, there's like just an air of like how is he always in a shadow? Like why is he always like it's bright daylight outside. How has he found shade out of nowhere in the middle of like every time you view him, it just looks like it's like dark, like it's like just darker. You see that he looks brighter. Like you notice that like the green skin seems to be like a slightly lighter green. You can see like facial features a little better. It's interesting. I would say that it actually looks, with a 17, it looks more normal, like how you would normally see someone.
Okay.
Yeah. Assuming that you just kind of take that information aside, both Milani and Tamur, you guys both kind of find a sort of like almost like a hutch sort of area that is like up on the side of like the side of a hill, and you can see there is a full like roof covering of like this like thicket in leaves and things like that. You see this must have been a someone must have been here before, but it looks like it could hold all of you pretty comfortably.
Did we stop for the night? Let everybody sort of rest.
I
I don't
think
think
so.
I'll find a better place than this.
Not a bad idea, but after our last couple nights, let's go ahead and check around, make sure we're totally safe.
And
Cool.
tell us, Tamir, I think you should both sleep in the dome with us tonight. we all need a rest.
And we ain't taking
Ye-
no for an
yeah,
answer.
Okay. All right. All right.
And Alistair, don't forget to feed your pet.
Wait a second. Where is Abby?
He said she was in a box.
She went with Magpie. And now
Wait.
slowly turn what?
That's what you were talking. That's what you and Maggie were talking
Oh.
about.
Actually,
Well,
that's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Thank
that
you.
takes that off our plates.
Excuse me?
Obviously fine with it.
You weren't asked.
I mean, like,
Alistair.
we don't have to worry about feeding her and caring for her. That takes that burden off of our plates.
Oh no.
Well, if that's the basis, why are we going to Dare's Wharf then?
Excuse me?
Well, I mean, if we're just worried about having to feed and take care of an extra hand, why are we going to Dare's Wharf? It just seems really, I mean, you guys seem extremely excited that that it's gone.
I
Seem
feel
very-
like Magpie would be a better caregiver than
That's not what you said,
us.
though. I agree. That's why I gave her to Magpie. Magpie is out there by himself. He could use both the company and the protection, even though he had to take on another mouth to feed.
Has he ever?
Alistair. That is not how I meant that.
Has he what? I'm sorry. What? Okay. All right. You said you found a place for us to stay for the night.
Yeah, Tamara and Alani are up there right now.
Okay. You guys, do you need any help with the cart or anything like that before I go?
No, we got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a question, Al. Earlier you said you took something out of the flowers that I gave you. Can we talk about that?
Yeah. Can we? Sure. Let's talk about flowers. Yeah. There's kind of like I showed you with the poppies. There's something in there. It seems like it might have a restorative property to it. Tamar needs it. Or Siobhan. If any of you guys need it. I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't know where the flower came from. I don't know if this will help or I don't think it'll hurt you. But I don't know what it's gonna do.
Alistair, would you mind if I took a look?
Sure. I will tell you. You guys were all over the place during the time I was doing this and very loud and obnoxious. So I'm not 100% certain. One of these, I think, is a slightly different color to it. I don't know what it's going to do. So your choice, which one you want.
I just want to look at both of them, if that is okay with you.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. They're in my bag. I need to go get set up if you guys want me to put the tiny hut up for you guys. And seeing as how I can't leave once it's gone, I'd like to find a comfortable spot to do that.
Yes, it's the hutch. I can carry your bag up there if you want to go up there, and I'll take a look at
Great,
the flowers
thank
as
you.
I walk. Of course.
That would be awesome. I apologize that you have to now help out another person, but you know what? I have rations, so we need not worry about that.
As he walks away, first she is going to look at the flowers. Obviously, does she recognize any of them from the apothecary?
Absolutely not. No roll required. Also, Alistair mentioned like one of them was a slightly different discoloration when he was making it. It is whatever he's talking about. You see all 3 of them look exactly the same.
Okay. And then she's also going to do a little collateral rummaging while she's looking at the flowers in the bag.
By all means.
Roll me. Well, I mean, I'll say, Alistair, you're pretty far away. I think it's.
Yeah, go to town. You can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let's see. I think I'm gonna take probably some leniency here and do some fun stuff. You see, there's a bag of ball bearings. You I shouldn't be saying this. Clinton, what's in your bag? Why am I doing this?
There's a bag of ball bearings. You're gonna see my alchemist supplies, thieves' tools, some tinker's tools, and then general adventuring stuff, plus 1 vial of adult cave wyvern blood and 1 vial of young cave wyvern blood, and then the 3 healing tinctures.
He's gonna put all 4 vials of cave wyvern blood he gave her back into his bag with the other 2 vials.
Okay.
So the primrose, how is it attached to the dagger?
Magically. You can break it off if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, she's gonna break it off and put it back in his bag. He's being a little bit of a dick to her. She doesn't want his
cool.
help right now. So she's gonna. So now you have the top of the primrose and then 4 vials of cave wyvern blood.
Cool.
Gwen. You see. Actually, no. Honestly, Nalani. Never mind. Because both of you spot the hutch and are kind of walking over to it. Nalani, you're noticing. You're noticing with Tamura as well that Tamura is. Tamura's a little winded. That is not surprising. It's been quite a day. But you do notice that like any sort of like whether you realized it before or now, any sort of like darkness that like seems to surround him is not there. So he looks completely normal in a way that would seem abnormal based on the time that you spent with him. Does that make sense?
When do you notice Tamar and how different he appears?
He's right next to you.
Oh, I thought he was in.
You both went up to the hutch, so it's.
Oh, I thought Gwen and I were going up to the hutch. Okay.
I mean, Gwen can be there too. I'm okay with that. I'm just saying.
Gwen would
he's
have
definitely
gone as well, but
okay.
with all of
Okay.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm not
But
gonna sit.
it also
right
could
there.
be like right on point of Nalani to just be like, I don't really understand how this deafness works. So
Yeah.
it's
Could
up
be.
to you.
Yeah, that could be too. I think I'd like to take a real, like, good look at him. Like, is there any, like, obvious, like, cut, or like he's been stung or swelling, like, or anything like that I can notice on his person?
Like this is like you're just like watching him as he's like slowly setting up camp. Is
Yeah.
that what you're doing? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll me an investigation check.
16. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. With the dirty 20, you don't see any markings. Well, first off, you see a good look at Tamur. Tamur, I actually have an image of Tamur. Although it in of itself is not a good look of Tamur because that's how you would normally see him. One second as I pull it up. So I'll try to do 2 things at once. As you are looking at Tamur, you see an orcish face. yeah, just like a base description. Tamura is a little short, definitely short for like any sort of orc form that you've seen before. Um, is I would say like slightly stocky. Definitely like a broad shouldered. I'd say like from the waist up, definitely looks like an orc. Um, the face itself, you can see, has some human characteristics to it. Um, is very scarred. I would say like uh, in a conventional like way of this, Tamur is very. Tamuri's not conventionally. Tamur is not conventionally attractive whatsoever. Like you see, the nose itself has most likely been broken a couple times. There's like the two sort of like tusks that are kind of coming up on the chin. That are one is facing slightly in the wrong direction. Um, uh, you see. You see that there's like two big scars that are actually across his like face from the top to the bottom. Um, um, but this was not your question, but I will say, to answer your question, you don't see anything that like that shows like he's been stung or anything with that. You see him like start to kind of set up camp and then just sit. Um, Allow you to do anything at this time if you would like. Otherwise, I got another thing that would come up.
Nolani's gonna alert Gwyn to this, and then walk over to Tamar and kind of kneel in front of him, get kind of down to his level. He's sitting, and look him in the eye and say, "Are you feeling okay?"
Roll me a check and add your charisma modifier, please.
That's right. 4.
4? Cool. You see him like noticeably like turn away from you and just like look over to literally anything else. At this point, you also see like Collis come over, and you see them start to sign to each other.
Gwen, are you in the vicinity, do you think?
Yeah, Gwen would have watched that happen. And then I think maybe right before Tamir and Callus start to sign to each other, she would try to catch his eye, Tamir's eye, and just say, "I'll take care of camp for tonight, and I'll do it your way." And then just sort of very against her will, put up a very basic camp that Tamir would like.
Cool. Gwen, roll me a perception check.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3.
Okay, cool. Just for fun, Nalani, roll me a perception check. Alistair, you're there too. Alistair, roll me a perception check.
Well, that's better. That's at 17. 17.
Cool.
18.
18. Both of you see the most terrifying face Tamur has ever made, where he just like has like this sort of like look, and that you can like clearly see the tusk like really jutting out to the side. As you see that he's attempting to, he's not attempting, he is actually genuinely smiling at recognizing what Gwen was saying, and it would be endearing if it wasn't disgustingly terrifying.
In the short amount of time that I've been with him, have I picked up the sign for stop yet?
Yeah, I think so.
Great. When he makes that face, I'll just be like, stop.
continues to sign with Collis. You notice what Collis seems to sign a little faster. Like no check required here. It looks like they're almost having an argument. A one-sided argument, as he's just very like naturally or just like he is not responding in the same level. Collis just kind of looks around and says to everyone in the group that's around that hutch at this point, all right, just so you know, I guess Tamara was just telling us that we are on our own tonight, as he is feeling like he is not of help. Which is fine. We can handle it. It's fine.
I don't really think I need to sleep anymore, so I can take watch.
What?
What?
You don't need to. You feel like you don't need to sleep anymore?
Yeah.
Just looks over at like Alistair and the rest of the group like, what the fuck? Like, what?
Is he gonna be in this? Does he want to be inside the time? You don't sleep?
So there's just a lot of things that I like to do, and sleeping takes too much time. So I just don't do it anymore.
I completely agree with everything you said. Right up until you just choose not to do it. That's not how this works. You're just not gonna go to the bathroom anymore either. You just don't. Your body no
Do you
longer
think that's a
functions.
thing? I don't think that is a thing.
I mean, honestly, I think with just a minimal amount of research, we could figure out how to do it. That is not the point of this conversation.
DM makes a note to add Eldritch Invocation. Doesn't need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, Alistair actually kind of leans over and just writes a note that's like, look into. So you're just not okay. Is this because of your person?
Because of Beatty, yeah.
Hey, can you take? I don't know why I became a New Yorker. Can you take things with you when you go see?
I can take items. I can't take people.
Nalani, can you give Nalani? He has a flower. Take the flower with you, and see if you can. Can you? I'm sorry.
Alistair, I don't think you've ever given me flowers before.
I'm not. Nalani's handing it to you.
If Nalani gives me the flower, I'll take it.
Yeah, okay. Lonnie's gonna give her the flower, but I think Nalani walks off. Nalani's confused. He's like, the thing with Alistair earlier, Gwen not sleeping. Nalani's just like, and walks off.
Cool.
Hands you the flower and walks off.
I will say, Collis does say, all right, well, we need wood for the fire. Anyone coming with me?
I'll get wood.
I'll go with you as well.
Okay. All right. Okay. You don't have to. Yeah. Okay. And you both awkwardly walk off.
I'm gonna just walk up and drop Alistair's bag next to him first, then walk off.
Cool. Io.
Yes.
Roll me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Okay. That is a 12.
Okay. You see Tamur has just been like nursing wounds, like trying to like you see him watching as Siobhan walks off intently.
What's
I'd
up,
say with a
man?
12, you're not sure. It almost looks angry with a 12.
Mm. Okay. I think at this point, Io's actually going to try and establish a mental connection. Hey, what you looking at?
I was hoping for so long you would do that.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too.
Cool.
To be honest.
Okay. I had an idea what his voice was, and I forget. Okay. What did you say again?
Hey man, what you looking at? I mean, I know she's not bad looking, but you look like you about ready to eat her.
What? Well, what? How are you? You can see him just staring at you intently, wide-eyed.
Let's just say I was born special, and I can do this. I try not to because
This is amazing.
people get mad.
Is this what
Yeah,
I can hear myself? Is this what I sound like?
yeah. Actually, honestly, you don't sound anything like what I was picturing.
Can you? Okay. Can you do me a favor? Can you say a sentence? Doing whatever you're doing, but move your lips while you say it. I just need to feel what that feels like.
Okay. And as Io's speaking, I want this to be like a visual thing. He's
Mhm.
he's mouthing words that look nothing like what he's actually saying. It's like, on the eve of our Savior, on a blissful morning.
Oh man, I am way worse at lip reading than I thought.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. I was fucking with you a little bit. Here.
I-
Let's try again.
Not cool.
Oh,
Not
come
cool.
on. And then he's saying, "Oh, come on." Actually saying, "Oh,
Okay.
come on. We're just having fun here, man."
You
Lighten
see
up.
him noticeably gasp.
Oh,
Oh
how was that?
wow.
Was that better?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I really don't like that you're in my head, but yeah. What was the question?
Why are you staring at my friend there?
I can't stare at people.
I mean, the only thing is, you weren't looking at hurting her, were you?
What?
You weren't gonna try to hurt my friend, were you?
No.
Okay, then we good. I was just. We've been through a lot, so sometimes I get a little protective of my friends.
You see him lean in close. This is tricky because you're giving him a gift that he's never given before, but you also fucked with him. Okay, cool. You you see him lean in close to you and go, I just want you to know, as a friend, it would not take much to take out any of you.
Well, shit. I mean, damn, you're that good?
I'm that good. Actually, sorry, let me retcon that. He'll say, it's not just me.
You talking about Junior too?
You see him like it's weird because he's actually laughing, which is a totally different tone than what the laugh is in his voice. So it's odd. I would say the rest of you notice that there must be a conversation going on. And he finishes that thought with going, oh God, no, not at all. You could take him.
Wow. How, if
But
you
if
don't
you
mind
fuck
me
with him,
asking?
you're getting me. Just so you know.
Trust me, I've got no reason to fuck with Junior. I like Junior.
Is that how you? Is that what that sounds like? His name?
No, I do this thing. If I like people, and if I don't like people, and if I really don't like people, everybody gets a new name. A name I give them.
Okay.
Still thinking about yours.
Why is
Understood.
he laughing? Why? What are you two doing?
Should do it more. It sounds good.
He's actually got a great sense of humor, guys. And a wonderful brain voice.
So
You've got a wonderful brain voice.
regularly lie to your friends? Because he can lip read, so he can see what you're saying.
Who says I'm lying? You do have a wonderful brain voice.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think I was joking when I said I could fuck up any of you?
Oh. Well, no. Seriously, if you on that level, how did you get on that level exactly?
You see him kind of like lean back a little bit, and you see his eyes kind of dart back to Siobhan's direction. Maybe that's a conversation for another time.
Well, friend, I'd like to have it. Tell you what, I give you a name. You're not gonna fuck me up, right?
I just said I could.
I know you could, but could and would, I mean, they sound the same. You'd know that if you could, but they're not quite the same.
Listen, you can give me a name if you want, but I'm not going. I would. It would be bad for me too.
Bad for you to get a name, or bad for you to? Well, I really wouldn't want you to fuck us up, honestly.
It would be bad for me to. I'd be in trouble if I used.
Did you find out where he's going?
Oh, Al wants to know where you're going.
Wherever Collis is going.
So, well, I heard that he's going to go get some firewood.
But yeah. I'm sorry, were you saying just this instant where I'm going? I'm just staying right here.
Al, what do you mean?
He said that he wasn't going to be here tonight. He said he needed to go off because he wasn't useful.
Alistair, I think he meant he's not taking watch because he's fucked up.
Yeah, he and I are just having a little bit of a powwow.
Okay, why is Gwen answering the question I asked you?
I'm in the middle of a conversation, and then I'm brain talking. Yes, that's a thing now.
That's the word. Yeah.
To Timur. See how rude he is.
Oh, being of my issues, it's very important for me to pick up on body language. Yeah, I fully caught that very quickly. He looks damaged.
Yeah. Don't like to use that word too often, but on a certain level. Speaking of which,
I've never used that word, so.
true. Have you always not been able to hear and speak?
I mean, I can speak, I assume, but no, I could never hear.
What was that like growing up, I guess?
I really appreciate you.
Not Delvin, not Brian.
I was going to say, I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity.
Oh,
But yeah, essentially, that's a little too close.
all right, all right. Good things come to those who wait. I understand. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's part of the reason why the fool drives me nutty sometimes, but I always give him a chance. I know what it's like to be not broken in a physical or disability sense, but just being different.
I guess there's ways that everybody deal with that, but you don't see me putting my problems on anyone else.
Yeah, uh, honestly, you and I are in complete agreement on that.
What's the deal with Big Purple?
He couldn't always do that, believe it or not.
I believe he doesn't seem like he has very good control of it.
Yeah, we just kind of reconnected after a couple years after our graduation, and then we end up in this whole hell in a haystack situation, and all of a sudden, little frail Al is not so frail. He's more big, purple, mean, and scary, but honestly, in some kind of ways, kind of cool.
You see his position, like his body language shifts um, right after you say, like, ever since we graduated. So you're from the school then?
Yeah, yeah. Only so much tutors can get you.
Truer words. You see him kind of just like look off. Yeah. Io, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a fun. You see him physically make the mouth movement. Io.
Yeah.
That's a cool one. Uh, this is great. We should do this again sometime.
Yeah, just let me know. Little finger tap on the forehead, and I'll know what you mean.
Okay, I appreciate it.
No problem. I'll leave you to it, man.
Uh, yeah, you cut the connection. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an insight check. See if you pick up anything else on this.
Okay. And 12.
12. Uh, with a 12, you clearly saw there was a shift in the conversation referencing the Mortimer Ludus.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's interesting on like several accounts for you. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think you recognize at this point you don't know if like you don't know Colos's story. Like his dad's a professor. You figured that out, but uh, I think what it does is it just brings up more questions. Also, just the idea of like I go where Collis goes was something that was interesting. It didn't. I will say it didn't seem like romantic in any way. It almost seemed. This is more than the 12 deserves. I'm going to tell you that it almost seemed dutiful.
Hmm.
Sorry,
Uh,
remind me. Is
yeah,
he a full orc or half orc?
He's a half orc.
Hmm.
You weren't sure. you saw just like the basic sort of orcish things to it. I think what I, if I remember correctly, what I did say was he was very short to be an orc. So, cool. So I think we cut to Collis and Siobhan. So you guys are out grabbing firewood. You see him. You see him like being a little awkward. But I think he just has to strike up a conversation on just So Big Purple.
Yes. We are still figuring that one out. Alistair claims it hasn't happened to him before recently, and Gwen and Io say that's true, so I'm inclined to believe it. But we're not quite sure what caused it.
Okay.
Just
Listen,
don't do magic next to him. Don't use magic items. Just be safe.
No problem. I yeah, I get the lack of control thing. I just I don't know. I don't turn into that, you know. So at least I don't think. Sometimes I just black out. So
No, you don't. And I haven't figured out yet what. I mean, there's several different triggers for Alistair, but I think I know yours.
You see him look at you in the like dumbfounded, not sure what you're talking about, and then like a look of recognition. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's it's complicated, it's not. You know?
I think it's more than what you might be assuming I'm talking about. It's just rage and fear in general. That's why you were able to help us fight when those things came out of the woods. If you're maybe take the time to harness that emotion, that rage and anger, that need to survive, you might be able to have a little more control over whatever it is you're capable of doing.
Oh yeah. That's that is what it is. Yep. It's just rage. Siobhan, you are in some ways a master of sensing emotions. You no check required. He's not good at like being deceptive. You can tell he definitely thought you meant something else.
Yeah.
He also like you saying that is like I just think it's that in general. I'll put this on a check. Go ahead, give me an insight check.
18 plus stuff. Where's insight?
18
plus
plus
6,
stuff. Okay.
24.
24, cool. You get the feeling that he feels like he's duped you in that statement.
I think what you need is more opportunity to hone that skill. Perhaps take fighting lessons, some kind of combat lessons where you can get better at fighting and also learn to engage that skill.
Yeah.
Celeste is a port town. I'm sure you can find some seedy places to get a little bit of a fight on if you wanted to.
Sure. Yeah, hold on, let me roll something here. Okay. I guess. Yeah, I could try that again.
Again?
My did you meet my dad?
I did. He was a singular individual, I should say.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Singular. You can fully tell he has no idea what singular means. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. He's definitely he's tried. I've tried. Just doesn't seem to stick.
Do you mind if I ask what you mean when you said he's tried?
Oh, we've done like sparring and stuff like that. So all my family are well, I guess yeah. Even some of the my mom is also uh, good at the rage sort of thing. All my brothers are too. I just everybody's kind of connected into that same thing, so they all kind of. It just didn't take. They we did everything we could to try to get the lot of fist fights in the house for like multiple reasons.
I would hazard a guess that that would bring out the wrong emotions for you. That's why I think perhaps, like I said, a fighting rink in Celeste, or more safer bet would be a professional trainer in Celeste. Someone who's not your family, because while that may have worked for your siblings and the rest of your family, I don't know many people who respond well to that kind of physical violence in the household. And I know some people might tend to rage, but others might incite different emotions. That doesn't mean you're not capable of raging, but you need a more conducive environment.
Yeah, that's super interesting. I think that was kind of one of the biggest issues with like. I mean, to be clear, like I love my family very much. I think that was kind of the problem.
As I said, different emotions.
Yeah. Well, thank you. But enough about me. Tell me about you. What's you? I think you told him why you were going, right?
Alistair told him why we were going.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
After he told him, yeah, her husband's dead, go for it.
Right, that's right.
That happened.
So yeah, so I don't think they've ever had a conversation with that. So I want to say I heard why you're going to Celeste, and I'm sorry that that happened and is happening to you.
Yes, it's been difficult. I tried to make it to Daresworth myself. I just couldn't make it there alone. And while I am very grateful that I have this group traveling with me, I do worry about what danger that will bring them, especially in Daresworth. It's weird. I feel like I can't do it alone. I know I can't do it alone, but I'm so scared to put them into this.
I mean, they're they seem to be pretty. They seem to be a very. All of them seem to be of singular individuals.
My concern is beyond that. I know they're capable of holding their own,
Okay.
but some of the people who may become problems in Dare's Wharf don't really care about how well they can handle their own because they won't be targeting them. They would target family and friends.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do you think they know that?
I don't think I've communicated it very well. There's a lot about me that they don't know yet. And I just don't know how to tell them all.
I mean,
because
we all have
as
secrets.
if-
I'm sure they have secrets too. Then
Yes, but if I don't tell them, then I put their families and themselves at risk. But if I do tell
Yeah.
them, they might leave.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a pickle. I mean, I assume the closer you get, they're gonna find out more about you, right?
Depends on a number of factors. I'm hoping not, but I'm missing some key information to be able to be sure.
So you planning on like just booking it if they get too close or something? And
No, because I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I need to sit them down and talk to them. And I've tried, I think Nilani and Io and Gwen are fine, like if I talk to them. But I've tried talking to Alistair and he's just so frustrating. I can't, everything I say is wrong. It's an attack on him or his morals, or it's exhausting sometimes. And I want to sit down and talk to them and tell them, but I don't know how to do it in a way that doesn't cause all of that.
yeah. You know, Tamara and I met in these woods. I mean, just kind of on the outskirts of Eriskar. I was he was being attacked by a couple of robbers, and I, just kind of scared him off. And ever since, I've done a lot to try to get to know him because he seemed to. He seemed to like me. He stayed with me this whole time. I mean, grand, we like kind of gave him a place to eat, place to sleep. But I even learned, how to be able to communicate with him.
Yes, I tried, but I think I was speaking, I guess you could say, a slightly different version. Suppose there are languages in his, different variants of languages in his language. But that's admirable,
Yeah.
Kellis.
Well, I wasn't as Collis. I wasn't. I what I was getting at was I did all this to be able to communicate with him, to be able to get to know him better. And to be honest with you, I really haven't gotten very far. And it's been years. I think, there's been a lot of nights where I've like stayed up and just wondering like what could his past have been that was so bad that he wouldn't, want to entrust his best friend with. Because at the end of the day, I have been racking my brain and for a long time, and I think no matter what it would be, it wouldn't change.
Perhaps he
How I feel about
fears
it.
that if you know his past, you'll be in danger of his past.
Yeah. I think if I knew that, it wouldn't stop me from wanting to know.
And I think you should know. Because if my husband knew, maybe he could have protected him and my daughter better. If he had any idea of what was coming for him. What could come. I do think you have a right to know. And so do my friends.
I was gonna say he picks up another log. Yeah, I was trying to make a like a metaphor there. He's got like a whole thing of logs. They seem to really like you, and I know that you don't want to put them in danger, but if it were me, I wouldn't care. I mean, if I, like if I was your friend, if you, yeah,
No.
And then he's just like, you get it, and just starts to walk away.
And they just start picking up some kindling and then follow him back.
Okay, cool. We head back, and you guys go to bed down for the night. There's still some conversations that have been going on here, but I think this is a good time to take our 10-minute break. So it is it's just about to hit 10:40 now. We'll see you all back here at 10:50. Yeah, we'll see you then.
They're getting better on the hands. That hand is not bad.
It takes a couple tries.
Oh,
And with that,
well, now that I see it spelled, I know how to pronounce it.
I thought I put it down, but that's okay. Collis Thorn is his name.
You might have.
Yeah.
I was spelling it so differently.
And I just realized now, looking at the yeah, you can't see his eyes, but yeah, his eyes have these like weird specks of gold. Cool. All right, and with that, we're back. We're live. So, hey everybody. Cool. So coming back to the fire, was there anything specifically that anyone wanted to do that night?
Is there anything Milani wanted to do?
Yeah.
Just when Nolani was out getting firewood, he would have been keeping his eye open for any seeds or like acorns or anything that might have fallen out of the trees, things like that, and just kind of picking them up and putting them in his pocket as he went.
Okay. So you're just saying like in general, just like any like yeah.
In general.
Okay, cool. Give me a nature check.
17.
17? Yeah, however many acorns you want, man, you have. We'll say there's a couple of like just like pieces of plant life that do seem in some ways you've grown up in this forest. Like that's a point of order there. So I think in a lot of in some ways some of this does look just familiar. So I don't think, I think the acorns is all you really find there. So, cool. All right, and with that, you guys bed down for the night. I will say for the watchers and things like that, the idea of the long travel that we're doing at this point, we're kind of just basing it all in one roll.
Yep.
So
The point of order, Joe, you said we might get through one more night before we split the party, or this is the last night?
One more night.
Okay, because Siobhan would want to do that talk the last night before they split the party.
Yes.
Well, I guess she wouldn't know. Honestly, she wouldn't know that we're going to split the party.
Oh, the talk with the group?
Mm-hmm.
I would do it tonight.
Okay. So once everyone's kind of bedded down, she's going to watch Tamar and Collis. Tamar and Collis. Make sure they're asleep first, or at least bedded down. And go to the group. Can we step away for a bit? I owe you some information to better prepare you. Oh shit, you fucking dome.
No, we can't, actually.
I so want you to wake up Collis to burn me like, hey, can you guys walk out for a second?
Oh,
I'm gonna wake up Collis.
Cool.
I'm gonna wake up Collis.
Yeah. What? Oh, hello. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Remember that talk we had earlier about information? Sharing information?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes. I'm going to share said information with my friends now. If you are privy to that, that might put you and Tomer at risk. Would it be possible for you guys to go to the creek and like take a quick bath or take a quick walk? Or you can stay. I just want to let you know that there's a risk involved if somebody finds out what you know.
First off, I am a morning bather. So unless you think I need to go now, I mean, one more night. And second off, I'll let tomorrow's going on and He can decide.
Okay. Yes.
Goes over to wake up Tamur. And you see Tamur like because I think I imagine Siobhan, you're kind of watching the scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
So going over to Tamur, you see Tamur is actually like shaking. So calls him, hey, but you okay? And like starts to shake him like hardcore, and then you see Tamur just like wake up, grab him by the shirt, pulls him in, and like puts a dagger to his throat.
Like move forward. Obviously reacting to that naturally.
Cool. It's me. You see him instantly let him go. And then you see conversation going on. Tamur sits up, cross-legged. You can see he's still like it's. He just seems kind of like. Do we have music? We don't have music. Where's the music?
No, I hear
We have
music.
music.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys can hear the music still?
Yeah, the bard bot's on. Check
Yeah.
to make sure your bard bot isn't muted.
Okay.
Oh, you're right. I did mute Barbot. Sorry, Barbot.
Huh.
Okay.
There it is.
Everybody watching was like, what are you talking about? Okay. Yeah, you see him just kind of like turn over and just like sit cross-legged, waiting for you. And you see Kalish just kind of shrug his shoulders, sit down the same, and just
Okay.
does it the same way, and just kind of like you see Kalish kind of give you a wink and a nod.
Okay. Alistair, you look like you want to say something.
I was just wondering why we needed to wake the sleeping deaf guy up.
Because he is a sneaky son of a bitch and could have very easily rolled over and kept an eye on what we were saying, or Collis could have told him later. And everyone who's hearing this deserves the opportunity to decide if they want to hear this, because there may be implicit risk involved.
Are you going to tell us about Amir and the deal you made?
We can talk about that, yes. I was going to talk more about Dare's Wharf and what we might face there. But to your point, Alistair, Amir was hurting Nilani and threatening us, and I didn't know what to do. And I already knew a deal with him worked once, and it's like Gwen said he was a Fae creature, and Fae like deals, and I know she said not to make deals, but it's the only thing I knew how to do. So I made a deal. Yes, I did, sir. Services in exchange for services. Information in exchange for information. One of the individuals he wants me to find is Pest, someone I'm already seeking out. Another, I have no idea who they are or what they are. I just know their name is Slagged, and that's it. That's all I have to go on, and I don't plan on making an effort in searching this guy down. But I got him out of there, at the very least. Oh, roll dice.
I'll just keep moving my hands.
Mhm.
Keep my hands up here.
Is that a satisfactory answer? I know you don't agree with what I did.
I still don't know what you did. You made a deal. I know that. What was
Yes.
the deal?
It was what I just said. Information for information, get services for services. He agreed to. Jesus Christ, dog. Sorry. He agreed to. I lost my train of thought. What did he do? He agreed to. He was the one that injured that wyvern to the point of near death. And that was, I suppose, his way of doing his part in the deal. And in exchange, I owe him Pest.
And the other guy.
No,
Mercer.
I implicitly stated that it was exchange for exchange. He has not given me anything for Slagtan yet. He gave me the blood for Pest.
So, what happens when he does offer you or gives you something?
I don't intend to take it.
What about that? What about that book that was floating in that cavern with the wyvern?
The letter.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, it simply stated. What did it state?
I have
Looking it up. I have so many letters on this. Oh. Where did I write that? Sorry. Joe, do you have the letter?
I don't
can't
have it in
find
front
it
of
in my
me
notes.
for
It was
what I
only one line. I
remember.
remember it because
and
he
I
was very
remember it
careful.
wasn't even a sentence. It was like
It was essentially a deal's a deal.
Yeah, something like that. So something along those lines.
Okay. My only concern is this thing seems like it can peek in on us anytime it wants, and wonder what the ramifications for breaking this deal are.
I don't know
'Cause
that. But what I do know is that I am already searching for Pest. He is a criminal, rather underhanded, and that was a choice I was willing to make to get out of that situation, and I am sorry that it has involved the rest of you.
honestly, in my opinion, you did what you could to keep Nene safe. I mean, I remember what state we were in that up there in that mountain, and I remember when I saw those purple eyes looking at that guard's head. I don't know what that thing's capable of.
I don't either, and I have nothing to fight it. And Alistair, I know you don't agree with the choices I made.
You have no idea what I think. But no, I don't appreciate you involving me in deals. I should have a choice.
And you do. Your name was never involved in that deal. None of yours were. I made the deal. And Alani was there. He can attest. I did not say my friend would go do these tasks for you. I said I would.
I already returned the blood to you. I want he gave us. As you said, he's a fake creature. And he will find a way that my possession of this blood benefits his deal. I would.
You're not wrong, Alistair. And as I said, I don't know. I have not done. I didn't go to a university. I don't have any formal schooling. I don't know these things. All I know is how to survive, and that's what I did in the moment. And forgive me my lack of knowledge on this. On the whatever these ramifications will be. I'm just trying.
So, Daresworth, what's there? What are we walking into?
I'm not
Uh,
quite.
I was just say small point of order. The name of the inn is called the Blackwater Banshee. That was Pest's
Blackwater.
last known residence.
You didn't want bittersweet?
Didn't want bittersweet. It's too on the point.
The Blackwater.
It's already been
Banshee.
used.
Let me make note of this. Okay. Wait, that's a, sorry. What was I saying? I'm sorry. My mind is not with it.
What's waiting for us in Daresworth?
Oh, thank you. So I'm honestly not quite sure. I have a couple theories, and I just want to give you a background of me and how I left it, and some of the ideas I can have, or I have about it, and I'm hoping that you, for with your greater knowledge on this, will be able to perhaps provide insight. And I also do want to make it very clear that some of the individuals who may have been involved in kidnapping my daughter are very bad people. And clearly they don't have any... They don't shy away from targeting family. And I know you have families that you want to protect. And I don't think they would target you or your families, but I want you to know that that is a risk. And maybe you will understand a little more once I kind of explain. And I know that is going to be a difficult thing for you to understand, Alistair. Or to not understand. You understand it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
You said families? Like,
they took my
Faustus-
daughter and killed my husband. You don't... There's a risk to your families, yes. If
Are you
they
saying
destroyed
that-
mine.
Are you saying that they took your daughter and killed your husband as revenge against you? It wasn't just random?
Let me explain. First, Callus, Tamar, whatever the fuck.
Again, it's Cullis, but
All this. As I said, there is a danger to you knowing this information, so I do ask that you keep it to yourself. And I'm going to drop to changeling form. So that pale skin, black eyes.
you see, I think, Cullis full on falls over. Tamur no change.
Then I'm going to shift into Kara, looking at Tamur.
Tamur's head cocks a bit.
So I told Io a little bit about this. I'll just give you background. I don't know anything about where I'm from or who I am. I didn't even know about what I was until I ran away from the orphanage. All I knew was that I was taught that changing was bad and that I would get in a lot of trouble if anyone ever found out what I was, that it was wrong and that it was unnatural. That's all I knew. But when I left the orphanage, I at one point had to change, had to not be found again. And confided in a friend, and we made good for a while as just thieves surviving on the streets, and eventually settled on this appearance, Kara. And eventually we got noticed by the Thieves Guild. And that was a very nice, very attractive job, if I will, for two starving teenagers on the street. So we started doing jobs for them. And eventually my friend left to do her own thing, and I knew I had to keep making a name for myself in order to continue to survive. And I did. I was really good at finding things that are of great value to people. And there was one crew that was up and coming. The lead was a totally full of himself. He was a total douchebag, but he was charismatic and he had everything that he needed to be to truly become one of the bosses. And so I worked my way into that group. And we did several jobs, quite successful. In Dare's Wharf and further, eventually making our ways to Eriscar. And we were targeting a house of one of the wealthier individuals in Eriscar. And I naturally went in first, and there was a trap set up, which I triggered, and I was shot with a crossbow. And there was some kind of alarm attached to it. I'd never seen anything like this. And the guards were there so fast. And my team was gone. So I fled in the streets and changed so that a guard couldn't track red-haired human woman. They would never assume the brunette high elf you met as Siobhan was Kara. And I stumbled my way to the apothecary where Carter, and you know him, Alistair, in all his goodness of his heart, took me in, no questions asked. He wouldn't let me leave until I was healed, and I offered to work there to repay him for the room and board and medical care. And I fell in love. And I never told him who I was or where I came from. And I don't know how, because there is only one other person that I know knows what I am, and she is out at sea. There's no way she wouldn't have given me up. I don't even think she's in North Imea anymore. So I don't know how they knew if it's them, which if Pest is involved, I think it's them. I don't know how they knew the connection between Kara and Siobhan. Either they know that I am Kara and I'm a changeling, or they think Siobhan had something to do with Kara disappearing. So either way, it's revenge. But the question is how to best approach them if they know Kara Siobhan, and I've already put the word out that Kara is back in North Imea. When I try to approach Hadrian, he'll just... I don't know. I don't know what they know. I don't know how they could know. I honestly have no idea how they could know, how they put it together from Kara to Siobhan, how they found Carter and Maeve. And I don't know what we're walking into.
So you announced your existence when you changed into Kara?
I did not announce that Siobhan and Kara were the same thing. They did not see. I was very careful. I know nobody saw that I shifted.
Right.
They don't know Kara is a changeling, but they know Kara is back in North Imea.
Right. That's the one.
And I'm hoping they don't know it's me, but if they know Kara is a changeling already, it doesn't matter. And I don't know if they know. I just...
You're a fey creature.
I know you've said that, but I don't know what that means. I was in a human orphanage.
Okay. You asked how they could find you. It's way... There's not exactly an abundance of your kind that run around here. So when they are spotted, it's worth following sometimes.
Io.
Yeah.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. 18.
Anyone can roll a perception check on whether or not they see this or not, but it's pretty high as it's coming from Tamur. Tamur makes a motion to you. I think you see him like kind of like scratching his head, and he makes a motion to you like this.
Okay. And then Io, knowing that, you see kind of like a very faint flash of lightning, mind to mind, mental link established.
Cool. Alistair, you definitely see this.
Okay.
What's up, Chatterbox?
So, first off, we have no idea how many changelings there are. And second off, the man that she's talking about, I know him. He's pretty high on the totem pole.
Talking about Pest?
No. You said his name, right?
I said Hadrian. Mm-hmm.
Hadrian, yeah. I know Hadrian.
You know Hadrian.
Yeah, he's, it's been years, but he was bad news.
You think we can take him?
No.
Damn. So, you got any advice?
Just letting you know what I know.
Okay. Hey, you mind if I share this with friends?
Yes.
Okay, what can I relay? I like to keep an open level of communication.
Figure out a way that you figure this out yourself.
Got it. Hadrian's bad news. Okay.
He's about as high on the totem pole as it gets in Dare's Wharf.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Chatterbot. I'll keep that in my back pocket.
I'm still here. Just keep this connection open.
Oh, definitely.
Conversation continues.
I don't know why. I guess that's not quite true. It seems silly to hunt down somebody who bumbled a job 7 years ago.
I wasn't there, and I do understand though how to put pieces together, and it doesn't seem like you bungled a job. It seems like you were meant to die that day.
I don't. So, Hadrian was up and coming. Everyone knew that he was going to make it big. And his eyes turned to me. So I did what I could to get in that job. And I guess what I'm saying is we might be dealing with more than just a man who's angry about the job going sour. If he knows that Siobhan is Kara, we might be dealing with a lover scorned, which is why he took Carter from me.
Oh,
Yeah.
any thoughts on what?
This Hadrian guy.
Do you know the name?
Well, back when I was traveling on the open sea, you know, sometimes you travel with pirate types, and pirate types do pirate type stuff. What if he's not up and coming? What if, I don't know, there was a guy, his name was Malfoy. He seemed like he was on the run from the top guy in Dare's Wharf. I feel like the name might have been Hadrian. Sounds awful familiar.
That's all the more concerning if he has risen to that level. Why now? Why after 7 years? I don't.
What changed?
No, I was careful. I stopped stealing. I started working with the police. Like I didn't shift not once. I stole this ruby necklace as a gift for my daughter, but that couldn't have been it because I was out stealing it the night that they killed Carter and took Maeve.
Where'd you steal it from? How'd you hear about it? What if it was
It's
deliberately planted for you to find?
It was just one of those upper class ladies from the university. She wore so much jewelry, and I'd seen her many times. Simple ruby necklace.
Can I roll?
Yeah, do we know who that is?
Yeah, go for it.
What am I adding to this? History?
History?
Yeah, I think so.
That's not fair, Joe. I'm sorry.
I will also say this is past my understanding too. So,
Oh.
but I love it. So go for it.
I rolled a 27.
Holy shit. Uh, So Siobhan didn't know her name. She just knew that she had come into the shop a couple times, and bought some things, and she had noted that she always had different jewelry on, so she wouldn't miss the jewelry necessarily if she took like one necklace. Because that was just why she was out. She was stealing that ruby necklace for Maeve's birthday.
Go ahead and describe what this person looks like physically.
Let's say a older half-elf woman, you know, like one of those older grannies that wears a ton of jewelry for some reason. Finely dressed still, but when Siobhan followed her home, she lived in a smaller estate, not one of those like, not Dahlia style estate. She seemed to have a proclivity towards healing magics. She was often in there working with Carter on healing potions and those kinds of things.
Alistair, the person described reminds you of a certain elf professor by the name of Althea Shadowleaf. Althea Shadowleaf is the professor of divination.
That sounds like the divination elf. She always had. You stole that from her?
Yes, but I didn't think she'd be connected to Daresworth Thieves Guild at all. And I still don't think she is. I think they had been following me for a while and waited till I was out of the house. Gwyn, wait. You do the book thing. You do that thing with the book. Can you go into this? I'm going to pull out the kidnapping letter. Can you see? Can you see who wrote it? Like, can you do something?
I might be able to. Let me see the letter.
We will give her the letter.
Okay.
As long as it's longer than a single sentence, I can go in it.
Yes, I will post it in the chat.
I mean, I will tell you that I think there are a lot of things that are happening at that Ludus that don't seem to make sense.
My other concern, which arose after meeting you all and the Fae, is that potentially it had nothing to do with Hadrian and the guild. Specifically because it notes the way it says a precious gift. You say I'm Fae and I'm from, like, Fae are from these Feywilds. What if it's something to do with my past, my parents, my lineage? If it's something like a mirror that came and took my daughter instead of me? I don't know. Maybe that's crazy. I don't know these things.
So, let's take a second and pretend that everything goes perfectly. What do we do with Maeve once we have her? What's your plan? Are you going to take her to the Feywild with us?
No, she is going to go back to Eriskar. And Brooke, you met Brooke, she's a Leonin magistrate, has already offered to take her, and I know that Remy and Kenneth would happily be at able to assist her in caring for Maeve. And honestly, until we if I'm not able to close this loop, to take care of whatever these dangers are, I've already set it in motion that Brooke will be set up to care for Maeve. And I will not bring it back to her again. I will help you guys in the Feywilds, and once that's done, I will continue to work towards clearing the danger.
And what of Maeve's gifts?
I have no idea what he was talking about. I know I heard them say that, but honest to the gods, she never showed any signs of magic. I mean, changeling babies, I did a little bit of research, and it's easy to tell. You can see it right away, but she's only half, so maybe she has a fragment of the magics. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but she never showed any kind of anything when I had her. I thought she was normal like Carter.
And normal. And Brooke and the others, they can deal with her powers.
Yes. Brooke, I think, is well established to ensure that she has the appropriate tutors for her magic, and if she stays with her, the girl will likely end up at the Ludus. It's more than I could provide for her, honestly.
So Maeve had magic, just not changeling abilities.
She didn't have magic. She had no magic that I saw or noted, and then that the guy in Brooke's office, he was saying that they were having issues keeping her in the cells because she kept popping in and out. She kept changing her hair color, and she never did any of that when I had her.
And you do trust Brooke to do what's best by your daughter, no matter what crops up, right?
Yes, Brooke would care for Maeve no matter what. She knows that Maeve is innocent in this, and if anything, she would do it for Carter. If she finds out about my past, though, I likely will never be able to return to Eriscar, which would probably be better for everyone there. Maeve, Kenneth, everyone.
Let me see about this letter. It's gonna be a little bit weird.
Thank you.
And I will read the letter and let it transport me into the text.
Okay. So while this is going on, Gwen, you're hearing the conversation going on in the background of this, and you're looking at it, you're reading it without activating your ability.
Right.
There's part of you that looks through the font style of it. You notice that it. I'd like you to roll an investigation check on it for me, and add your proficiency bonus as an avid reader.
Ooh, that's pretty good. 21.
21. You see it written very like chicken scratchy. What is like it just looks untrained. To a point that seems almost over the top. And then you notice the "thank you for this precious gift" and the F and the T, as if they couldn't help themselves, looked curved and a little bit more perfect.
Okay.
You notice this as you start your transition. As this effect starts to take place, you feel the wind kind of pick up all around you. Obviously, it doesn't affect inside the dome, but you can hear. You see, like instead of like pages from books or papers, anything around like flittering like crazy, you just see them kind of like just as if they're like trying to move and can't because of the bubble. And you see Gwen disappear.
And I feel like you see her just sort of turn into ink almost and slide into the pages. Or the page.
Okay. Gwen, you feel yourself in another being's body. You feel that you're walking with a limp. You hear a voice say, "All right, we all know the deal, right? Just play along." You hear this sound as if like almost like a like the shuffling of cloth to your left. You can't control the head in this case, so the head does not look to the left, but you can hear it to your left as you're walking down this very familiar pathway. Cobblestone streets, coming up to an apothecary shop. You feel the body take a big breath, and then a quick rap on the door. You feel the sound kind of come out of your mouth as if, again, in not being able to control it. Hello? Hello? Pounds again. Please. Door opens up. You see a male elf with blonde hair, high pointed ears, kind of like rubbing forehead. You can see that there's actually like soot that's on the back part of his thumb, and you see he accidentally kind of like marks his forehead with it. I'm sorry. Can I help? Yeah, please. We've been attacked outside the city, and we need supplies. I'm sorry. We're closed. If you want to go to an, please look at my friend. And turns, and you see a small gnomish female with or excuse me, a small gnomish male. You see with like accentuated sort of forms, and you see that there is they're kind of doubled over, and you can see that there's like blood kind of caked to like around their neck. You see the man who you assume to be Carter goes, okay, if you can just wait right here. Oh, please, we need a place to rest. I hurt my leg. Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. I'm sorry. Come on. You feel your body fall against the door frame as you kind of like are clambering in, and you see Carter, who had moved to go back up the stairs, turns back around and goes, I'm so sorry. Here, I'll help you. And Carter grabs you and starts to kind of help you up the stairs. You see at the top of the threshold of the second floor, you see a small little blonde girl peek her head around the corner, ask what's going on. Carter goes, "Go back to bed, honey. It's fine. It's okay. You're okay." You see her kind of look curious at the rest of them and turn away. The vision cuts to about 20 seconds later. You can see Carter grabbing some like potions and things like that, and actually like just some like basic herbs and like kind of grinding them in a little pestle ball. Okay, this should work for that wound. Can you let me see it? You see the gnomish creature kind of bring the cloak down. Looks nervous, and you can see there is a huge gash mark on the neck. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just give me a second. This should help for right now. Just put a hand on that. You see the male goblin, excuse me, not goblin, gnome, puts a hand on there and just kind of nods, looks nervously around the room. I imagine that Carter is not necessarily good at small talk in situations. He's not the charismatic one you are. So there's some awkward sounds. Gwen, you feel your mouth move again as you say, thank you. My leg feels better already and you haven't even touched it. Sorry we woke up your daughter. Was that your daughter? Carter goes, yes, that's mine. That is my little treasure, yeah. It's okay. It's all kind of part of the job. How old would you say that she is? Oh, she just turned 3. Oh, that's a lovely age. You seem to care for her a great deal. Of course, she's my daughter. Continuing to kind of like mark the wounds and starts to kind of like put a bandage on. Yes, I imagine you would do anything for your daughter, right? Yes? If you had to choose between your daughter's life and yours, just as a father, you would choose your daughter's, right? Tell me, who would you choose? You, Gwen, notice that you've been rubbing your leg this whole time. and you stopped as you said this. When you can feel a warmness kind of move around you, maybe possibly similar to how you feel when you're casting certain spells. I would have to choose me or my daughter. I'm sorry, just a simple question. Just making conversation. You can feel that warmness kind of grow deeper. Well, yeah, I would die for my daughter. Of course. You see the third figure that is here pulls back the hood, and you can see there's it's a female, elven face, red hair. And you see both you and her kind of look at each other at the same time. And you see the elven woman say, "Truer words never spoken." And you feel that release. From your vision, you immediately stand up as you hear a thud to the ground, and you don't even look down. You immediately make your way to Maeve's room. You grab Maeve, kicking and screaming. As you hear in the background, "Right, we did our job. Now you make this letter look good." You hear that in the background. You hear the shifting of cloth again. You look in, as you have Maeve, you see Maeve's bedroom mirror. And in the reflection, you see a face that is female of elvish descent. You, Gwyn, start to make notes of like mental notes of like, okay, that's the face. That's what that person looks like. And you see their face change. You see like a human male, kind of gruff face with a big beard. You recognize that even taking a mental note of that person may be useless. You grab Maeve, and you can actually even feel the weight of this body who is kicking off of you, trying as best they can. You bring Maeve into the room with her father. You feel Maeve go limp at the sight. Again, you don't even look down. You're looking at the figure who has changed shape in front of you, who was the gnome that looks so nervous, that does actually have a wound on the neck, but is no longer a gnome, but the exact description you know to be pest. You see Pest is scribbling and like I think it's hard to tell whether it's nerves or what, but you see Pest is having a hard time. And actually, I would say in this moment, roll me an insight check.
I'm gonna go ahead and use the DM inspiration. Oh, that's better. 15.
15.
Compared to a 0.
With a 15, the first instinct is the adrenaline, the nervousness, like we're gonna get caught, whatever. But you see that it's really more of like you see the sweat kind of beating down from the forehead and notice that it looks more like Pest is really sick. You see Pest starts to kind of scribble, and then you see the hand kind of fall down to the ground, and you see the other red-headed elf go over and go, all right, I'll finish it. FT. Okay, there it is. Time to go. You hear the ringing bell of the door open as a female voice calls out. Siobhan, what do you say?
You would have come in the back door
Okay.
and noticed the lights on and just called up to the top. Carter, are you up? I got the gift. I know you told me not to go, but it's okay. They'll never notice. Carter?
You catch eyes with the other members of your party. Should we leave him here? Looking over at Pest, Pest looks back at you, wide-eyed. No. He's done his job. Both of them grab Pest, and you feel this intense magic surge through you as you feel Maeve try to pull out of your grasp to reach down to Dad, but you're already gone. Gwyn, you snap back. I would like you to tell me, without saying anything, what is the look on Gwyn's face?
Absolute horror and guilt. Because I think when she does this, she experiences it as if she is doing it. So there's that lingering effect.
Okay. Siobhan, please give us the last line of the session.
What did you see? Who took Maeve? What happened?
You see the camera start to kind of loom up. I think from looking at Gwyn's perspective, kind of goes up into the darkness of the trees swaying. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Dang it, we didn't get set up for next week.
No. But that's okay.
That was a unicorn dream, man.
I think there's certain points, and I imagined this being one of them, that being Gwyn sucks.
Yeah.
Mm. That was heavy.
That was super heavy. And I decided halfway through that, oh, she's Wilgramming this. So.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Yep.
I fully expect there to be weird feelings. I think that makes sense. Like you feel yourself doing this. So
Yeah.
yeah. So as far as what you know there is a female elf with red hair. You know that there is definitely another changeling involved. There possibly could be two changelings. You know that Pest was there but either
Not
Pest,
willing.
not willing. Pest was also had either the ability to change shape or was disguised by magic. High enough magic, by the way, to get past a high elf.
Oh, Carter's a high elf?
Carter's a high elf, correct? Oh no, I'm sorry. Carter's a half elf. I apologize.
Carter's a half elf. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Carter's a
Yep.
half elf.
I apologize. And the interesting thing that happened here was from the, and I would I'm not gonna say anything, but Carter was not attacked. And I don't know if this counteracts your backstory or anything like that, but I just imagine one of the difficulties of finding like whoever did this is that there was no markings. I feel like that makes sense. So if that changes the backstory, I apologize. But
No, she just found him dead on the floor of his shop.
Yeah.
How he was dead is irrelevant to the fact that he was dead.
Right. And you understand that Gwen understands in this moment that that was a Fey trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, sorry to end on such a sad note, but it was
It was good.
How are you guys
It's
going to do this
coming.
next week without Gwyn or Siobhan?
Comatose.
Maybe the whole I don't know. The whole they have the flu arc. I don't know.
honestly, I foresee this being very easy. I like if we need to say it, I think you guys do have a full day's travel, and then something happens. You'll find out later, and or you won't. It kind of depends. And then that bodes a time to be able to take a side trip. As Nalani, prepare for us being right by where your cabin would be. I mean, miles out, but
So if there's a
we're
side
at
trip,
that crossroads.
there's stuff I want Gwen and Siobhan to do, which I may have to roll for some of that. So should I just message you on the side or go through the extensive notes I already wrote?
Yeah. Message me what your notes are.
I'll message you and Jess together because Gwen would be there,
Perfect.
so she would have.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have our own little like side quest group chat going.
Love it.
Love it.
Oh man, it's hard for me to get out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard
And
to leave off on.
we're gonna have to process it later.
Yeah, you have 3 weeks, Jess.
Mm-hmm. If it makes you guys feel any better, well, this shouldn't make you feel any better at all. But the Tuesday campaign, believe it or not, is heavier than this. Right
everything
now.
I've listened to.
Yeah, it's.
Give us time, Joe. Give us time.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I hope that's the level of darkness. Like that's the. I think that's my threshold, at least for these campaigns. But yeah, well, let's do it, gang. So kudos and things that we're excited about moving forward. Obviously, we're not going to have Jess or Kiki next week, and then Jess, I think you're gone for 2 weeks, so we miss the following week as well.
Yeah.
So we'll start with you two. Let's start with Jess. Kudos and things that you're excited about.
Oh boy. I'm going to give kudos to Kiki tonight for really diving in and going all in on Siobhan sharing with the team some of her concerns and her history, which I think we've all been very curious about. And Siobhan is such a guarded character that it was really lovely to see her actually take the leap and say, I'm going to tell these people this. I don't know if I trust them entirely, but they need to know it. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And I just really want to explore the full ramifications of this gift Gwen has, and being able to look at Siobhan having the lingering effects of what that person did will be interesting.
Yes, absolutely. Oh yeah, what a lore dump with just Siobhan.
Yeah.
That was heavy.
It was good.
That was really good.
It felt like the
Um,
right time
yeah,
before we got to Darren's War.
I agree. I think Collis is going to take all the credit for this happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that's yeah,
I want to.
that was a good.
Dang it, we didn't even get to figure out what's going on with this dude. We didn't get our Timur talk.
Yep. It's coming. Cool. Oh, sorry. Kiki.
Kudos to Dan. I love all the interactions with Timur so far. That's awesome on so many levels. Just awesome on so many levels, and I loved how Joe played it too. But I want to see more of that, Timur and Dan. Looking forward to. I was gonna say the boys one shot, but now I really, really want to know what the heck's going on with Timur, because I have no idea at all who this dude. Like, I don't know what Joe's throwing at me. And obviously the letter, that's not where I was going, like my mind was going at all. So this is great. I love it. We might not have to go to Dare's Wharf. I don't know.
I thought that was really interesting. Well, yeah. I thought that was really interesting that like at the end of it, you were like, and I don't even know if it was, if it does have anything to do with Hadrian and all this. It could have been with other stuff. And I was like, huh? Like, and that was right after you said the letter, and I was like, okay, well, I mean, she's getting close by herself, but yeah. I mean, there was no way for you to know for sure. You didn't have all the information.
No,
So.
absolutely. She doesn't know who her family is or where she's from. So that was just process of elimination assumptions.
I will admit, because I didn't know, I think this was before I knew the letter was going to be happening. Alistair said, like, you're a changeling, and how many changelings are there? So Timur was like, we don't know, for the record. And I like my whole, like, showing my whole hand. That was a DM speaking through Timur. Like, Timur doesn't know. Like, just so you know, Timur is not in on it. It was like the DM just being like, just so you know, you have real idea, really. And then like being able to confirm that.
Yeah, I was starting to worry. I'm like, wait a second. Do I need to start prying more?
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't hurt with all the crap that's going on around us.
I really want to. Yeah.
I think, well, to be honest with you, I think you did it at exactly the right time. If you did it before, I would have had to like kind of make an acknowledgement of it. Like, it would have to be based on a role of whether or not he would consider that to be an invasion of privacy or not. But in that like weakened sort of state of him, it actually made total sense to do that. So.
And that's kind of what I was clocking, because I was like, I'm just thinking about like, no, if you could just jump into someone's mind, even in a world of magic, that would be so deeply invasive.
Oh yeah.
Like that's why, like, the way I answered that question about, oh no, like there's a certain part of him that's more okay with that than he should be, but even with that being a thing, it's still I should at least try to respect other people's boundaries.
I mean, it depends. You said it was part of your character, so it just makes sense if it's
Yeah.
if it is.
Yeah.
So cool. Actually, so on that subject, Dan, kudos.
Ooh, man. Everybody always does a great job. Like, I could literally go through everybody doing something great, even you, but you said don't, so I won't.
No cheating.
But honestly, both the ladies tonight killed it. Like that, like even though there wasn't a whole bunch of speech during Jess's part, the emotional gravity of that pop back especially, I'm like, oh man, that's oof, that was you didn't have to say much to really kind of convey that message of how like, oh wow, this does make me feel essentially dirty. I also really liked Kiki's take on playing Siobhan in a way, finally really opening up to the party in a way she never has before. That was again another emotional moment. I'm like, okay, let me take some notes so I don't get too emotional. But yeah, yeah. What I'm looking most forward to, Hadrian, I want to know more. I was like, that's kind of why I was like, okay, so what more can you tell me? I want to know more about Hadrian. I want to really delve deep into Siobhan's side quests now because I'm like, oh wow, Pest can shift, and holy cow, we might be offering him up as a sacrificial lamb, and he's not an asshole victim. Which I'm like, oh, moral implications, but I love it. Like I'm really enjoying that. I'm looking forward to a lot.
I will say this because Siobhan knows this for sure that Pest.
He's a
would-
scroungy.
He's
He's scummy.
yeah.
He's not a
He's
good
scummy.
dude, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, still asshole victim, so
Yeah.
I can feel comfortable having whatever we do. I can feel very comfortable as a player justifying hardly anything, or pretty much anything. Then,
Yeah.
but
You can kill a
still,
sick dude. I understand. Just kidding.
hey, someone say it's euthanasia, but that's
Oh
a
my
story for
gosh.
another day.
Oh boy.
Anyways,
That's a bit of free chicken, guys. Last week's question: who was the first character that your PC kissed? Blue Tiefling. Hadrian's a blue Tiefling.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Yep. Which I think you just said like, or no? Did you spell
I
it out?
mentioned Valan in Eriscar, and I know Nalani and Io heard, but they didn't know the context of that name, Hadrian Valan.
Right. I was gonna say you said like, and I took up with this like the way you said it was like it didn't necessarily implicate romance. But I
She
think
said,
you might have spelled it
like,
out later.
lovers
Yeah.
quarrel or something.
That's right. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
What she was trying to get at was he was minor obsessed, and she used that
Yes,
to her benefit.
I picked up on that.
Okay, good. Good.
Gwen picked up on that. She understands, having done similar things. She gets it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool. Mitch.
Oh,
I'm excited for Mitch next week. I'm just gonna say it.
Oh, me too.
Mitch, get ready. Get ready.
honestly, I'm still a little reeling from the last 30 minutes, but um, that was pretty awesome. Gwen always leaves me wanting. I feel like I always say this, but like I want to hear more from Gwen every session. But you're so good with just like the little bit that you give. I always want like a whole. Like I feel like I want a whole session of just Gwen. Like
Oh boy.
it's pretty awesome. So and I thought the first time you jumped in the mine with Tamar, that was pretty cool. I love it when you get in this mode sometimes and that's it, right? Like it's pretty cool to watch. Um and I'm still liking the interaction with between Nolani and Alistair. Like they just like I just feel like Nolani can't get it. Like it's just can't. They can't get the click going. and looking forward to, geez, so much. I mean, I feel like we have. This is why Mark and I can talk for hours about each session. Like what's like so many arcs going. Like it's crazy. So hoping to learn a little bit more about Nolani in the next session, and um, if we even get if we even get to the hut, I'm not sure the three boys can actually function well enough to get there. Like I think that the interaction amongst the three might be pretty interesting. So
yeah, I love that. Cool. And I think, man, I skipped around because I thought I was smart, and now I think it's just Clinton left, right?
Yeah.
Think
Okay,
so.
cool.
First, I have to say yes. I am somebody who prides himself on trying to figure out on everything, and I never want to consider being on the bad side of being in the note. So that was awesome. I really like that. But Siobhan, I love the backstory. I'm very sad that you got rid of.
Oh, you cut out a
because
little
you're
bit.
cutting
Yeah.
out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking really low. Siobhan, I really loved your backstory. I'm really sad that you got rid of the flower, though. That would have been useful after you finally shared everything with us. Alistair just wanted you to believe in yourself. Let's see.
Not what
I-
she took from that interaction before.
Well,
Which is understandable.
They have like oil and water, and it is
Mhm.
entertaining.
It's so good. It's so good.
I am 100% looking forward to dealing with Nilani's story. Like I am excited to see Nilani take the lead. He strikes me so much as that guy that should be leading and it just doesn't for whatever reason. He's just like the guy like throughout this whole time together, you're always the one at the end. It's like just do this. And then that's what we all do after like 30 minutes of arguing about what we should do.
Yeah.
So I'm very much looking forward to you being in charge.
Nilani's leadership arc. Love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, gang, man, this is a hard week DM wise. Doing some heavy stuff.
Player wise,
go.
it has not been. A
Yeah, I'm
picnic.
sure. I need to go pet my dog.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
cool, gang.
Say
Go ahead.
that it was fun.
Say, what were you saying? I missed. what
I
you
was
said.
just said it's still fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Very
glad.
much.
I'm glad. Yeah. There's so much. There's so much I'm excited about for this group. Cool. All right. I believe that is it. So everybody, I hope you have an Justin Kiki, I hope we're gonna miss you on your break. Whatever you're doing, it's not as important as this, but whatever, we'll take it. But sincerely, we hope you guys have an amazing time with what you're doing, which escapes me right now, but that's okay. In the meantime, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your week. I love you all very, very much, and let's have a one-off adventure next week.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
And then
I'll see you later.
Sunday is the one shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Next Sunday is the
Yeah.
one shot.
A week from Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Come to
All right, see
think
you
of
guys.
it.
All
See you
right.
later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Right, bye.
Quinn.
Bye.